All right, welcome back to the podcast with Nick and Marty. We are back this week, just us two. What's up, Nick?
What's
How are
up,
you?
Marty? Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
We can make it
Just
if we
the two of
try.
us. Oh, you're singing a whole different song than I was.
What song were you singing?
I was singing an Eminem song. Just the two of us. Just the two. It's like early on. I think it's like Slim Shady LP or something. I don't know.
I don't even remember that. Do you think he got it from that song, the Just the Two of Us, that I was singing?
I think the melody is completely different.
True.
It's just the beginning was kind of similar.
True. Speaking of music, I actually went to a live... Hold on. What was I going to say? Yeah, so this past week, I actually went to a live show for the first time since the freaking pandemic hit. And it was amazing. It was like a jazz / smooth funk type of thing. It was freaking awesome.
Was there a lot of people there?
It wasn't a big place. It was a small place. I forgot the name of it. It's in Hollywood Boulevard. It's called something along the lines of Black Rabbit or something like that. But it's supposed to be like a jazz club or like a jazz type bar. And it was like in this room that was probably the size of my apartment. And there was maybe like 50, 60 people there. But bro, everybody that was there was somebody. And it was like talented and stuff. Like I got invited last minute and I was like, yeah, sure, I'm down. Like that sounds like fun. I would love some, good music in my life. It's been a minute. So I went and we literally sat right in front of the stage, like at the table right in front, and there was like other people around us and stuff. And throughout the show, the guy would start calling the singer, he would start calling people to the stage like, oh, now I'm gonna invite my friend so and so, and now I'm gonna invite my friend so and so. Bro, the people next to me were like his friends. They got up and went on stage. The ones to the left and to the right. I was like, damn, son, like I'm literally surrounded by just talent. And these people are like the underground talent, the people that you don't know of, but you hear their songs because they're the ones that wrote it. The main guy, I forgot his name, something Luttrell. I've been listening to his music for the past week, ever since I went to the show. But he's a Grammy award-winning songwriter. And he's done like some major songs that now, obviously, because we're on the podcast, I can't remember. But dude, super talented, man. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So much just freestyles on the keys, on the bass, on the drums. It was freaking awesome. I loved it. I'm actually excited to go back.
Damn. Soon you're going to start being invited to these Hollywood sex clubs.
No, definitely not a sex club. I mean, you know how people in Hollywood are. He was already talking about like, this is Titty Bump Tuesday. You don't have to like bumps. You don't have to like titties, but you have to like one or the other. I was like, okay.
Yeah, man. Hollywood gets pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, but hey, man, we grew up in South Florida, so I think we know a thing or two about being crazy.
Yeah. But I feel like Hollywood gets a different type of crazy, though. Like, there's some fucking crazy, mental crazy there.
Yeah, I could agree with that. It's a different type of crazy. I think in Florida, well, I feel like the culture of South Florida and Miami in general is already like, hey, this is, you come here to party and get fucked up and stuff like that. In Hollywood, it's more like you're working and you come here to make a name for yourself. But in the meantime, you end up meeting other people that are doing the same thing, and they're in, higher places in life, and they love to party every day and get fucked up every day. I'm honestly not into doing any drugs, not even drinking. You know me, I barely drink. So it's like I feel comfortable going to these places and just being myself. You know what I mean?
So do you want to talk about, because you told me something, I think last week.
I don't want to talk about it yet. I'll talk about it soon, but I don't want to talk about it yet.
Fuck. I'm sorry, guys. I tried to ask him.
You just teased him.
Yeah, it's a big deal. This is like unheard of.
I can't hear you. You just went mute.
I went mute? Is he fucking with me?
No, I can hear you.
Hear me?
Yeah, that was super weird. But yeah, way to tease him.
Fucking with me.
Nah, you just went mute out of nowhere.
Yeah, but it's something that you told me that's a pretty big deal in your life, and I was pretty
Yeah.
shocked by it.
Yeah.
But I guess you don't want to talk about it yet.
Yeah. No,
And
no, guys, I didn't get anybody pregnant. Relax. Don't get that out of your mind now. But it's
that's funny
definitely
how people naturally tend to think that, right?
right, especially
Like
if it's
whenever
like
it's like
something
a big deal,
Yeah. Yeah.
people just think that you had a baby.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's definitely. I'm not. I don't even want to talk about any of it because I'm just like teasing them. I'm just working it up.
Wait, so fuck, what can you talk about it?
We'll talk about it within like the probably next 2 weeks, not next week, but the week after, because I wanna. I'm making a YouTube video about it as well, and
Yeah, I was about to ask that. So you're gonna drop this video in 2 weeks? Drop
um,
this?
yeah,
Drop it?
because that week will make a month, and then that's when I'm planning on dropping it. I'm like compiling all the footage together and stuff. It's not really like a documentary like that. It's more of a
Yeah.
YouTube video per se, but
Yeah.
it's something very close and personal to me.
Right. It's because we haven't had a chance to talk about it off camera.
Right.
So I just remembered and wanted to bring it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Did you see what happened to that soccer player, Christian Eriksen, in the Euro League, where he fainted in the middle of the match? Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Really? Dude, that was huge.
Really?
It was crazy. It happened, I don't know if it was Saturday or Friday, something like that. He was literally in the middle. Do you know what the Euros are or no?
Is it a championship thing?
It's like, so in the summertime, they usually have big tournaments. Like right now, they're having Copa America, which is all the countries from North America and South America. And I think they get the best 16 teams or something like that. And they
Mm-hmm.
compete for the cup, whoever is going to be the winner of the Copa America. And they do the same thing in Europe every 4 years, kind of like the World Cup, and it's just called the Euros. It's all like the best European teams competing against one another. And this player, he's actually a really big and known player. He also plays for Inter Milan in Italy at club level, and he's playing for his international level. I forget now if it's Denmark or I think it's Denmark. Bro, they literally passed him the ball. It was like in the 43rd minute. As the ball was coming to him, he just faints and the ball hits his leg and goes back to the other player. And he just passed out on the ground right there. And they continued the match for like 5-7 seconds until the referee like stopped the match. It was like he's not getting up. And one of his teammates went up to him and didn't allow his tongue to get swallowed, because that's what ends up happening a lot of times, and people end up suffocating to death because they swallow their tongue.
Like when
So
they're having a stroke, you're saying?
yeah, exactly. Bro, it was crazy. It's giving me goosebumps just talking about it, bro. They had to give him
Wait, so
CPR.
what happened to him?
He had a cardiac arrest. They had to give him CPR in the middle of the match.
But what triggered that?
I don't know. It's still all under investigation. It just happened. So they're doing all these tests and stuff like that. But he's okay now. He's stable. He's good. But dude, like just the images of watching it, and all his teammates are surrounding him to make sure that the camera doesn't record what's happening. But you could clearly see the doctors doing CPR in the background on his lifeless body. And it was like super scary, bro.
Jesus.
It just comes to show like how fragile life is, bro. This man is an athlete, He's like a freaking world-class athlete, and it just happened to him.
We could just drop dead at any time.
Anytime. That actually happened way back in the days, where a soccer player just passed out in the middle of the field while in the middle of a match and died.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard of a story from a high school in our hometown, which was called Monarch. You know Monarch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I heard like a couple years before I went to high school, because I never went to that high school, but a couple years before I went to high school, I heard that school had an accident in the middle of a game where this guy got struck by lightning like 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times?
Yeah.
Bro, just the
Yeah. It was
probability of
like,
getting struck
I
once is
know.
crazy.
I know.
He had to
And
die.
it was
He died for
you
sure.
could look it up on a yeah, you could look it up, and He definitely fucking died for sure. But like, what are the chances of that happening in the middle
Oh
of a game?
my
Like that
god.
you get struck by lightning twice.
Bro, that's insane.
What? Yeah, I know.
Damn, I don't know if it was the same incident that I heard about, but I did hear back right before I was in high school as well of some kid getting struck by lightning. And
That's probably the story
yeah,
right there.
probably. And like they say that, his clothing literally melted into his body
Yeah.
cuz you get disintegrated in a sense.
Fuck. That must be like a
Oh my
crazy
god.
ass sight.
Oh my god. I mean, one good thing is at least it's like instantaneous. Like you're dead, you didn't feel any pain, it was super quick. At least that.
Maybe. Maybe you're like over there suffering for 5 minutes and then you go out.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't know. For a person to get struck by lightning twice like that, it was meant to be. Like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to die, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, like some people have a fucking accident like that that's like crazy. Like it was supposed to happen. Like this couldn't have been more of a unique situation than now. So I don't know. It's just crazy, bro. Like some people how they just go out like that. You know?
Even like some sports injuries where they don't die, but recently in the past like 5 years there's been so many cases of people's legs and like shins just like splitting in half in basketball games. What's his name, Anderson Silva in the UFC fight, and then that same guy that he fought against, it just recently happened to him like a month ago off the first kick. I think we talked about this where he literally went and
Oh
kicked the
yeah.
guy and it just broke.
Hmm.
First one.
These people stop drinking real milk. They're drinking these almond milks and shit.
And that's bullshit.
I know. I'm just joking.
That it was crazy
Wow.
though. Just seeing that whole image. Imagine like his wife and children watching the soccer match and like helpless. You can't do anything about it, but you're watching your loved one getting CPR, bro. CPR. I didn't know this, but when you're getting CPR done, you're getting your ribs broken.
Well, they're not meant to break your ribs.
I mean, for you to do CPR for a decent amount of time, yeah, that's what happens. It breaks your ribs.
Bro, they're not trained to break people's ribs,
They're
bro.
not. It's not like they want to break your ribs. It's just that they're putting the pressure onto your heart. They have to keep pumping your heart.
But that's not every time. If the ambulance is doing CPR on you, it doesn't mean your ribs are gonna be broken.
I think it's like after
That's
a certain amount. I don't know. That's what I heard. I have no idea, but I did hear that
yeah,
your
fuck.
ribs break when you're doing CPR.
What the fuck? Not every time, bro. Like that's maybe like a rare occasion or
I mean,
something.
think about it though, bro. You're literally putting pressure. You have to pump the heart. The heart is inside your body, so you have to literally go in and put that pressure down. You're breaking some ribs, man.
I heard that you can't even like do anything about it if you break a rib. You have to just kind of
Let it heal.
let it heal. Like you can't move. You have to be in bed the whole time.
I don't know. I wonder if he's like gonna play soccer again. That would be so scared to play soccer again, bro. I remember just having like certain injuries when I used to play basketball, where I think probably the worst injury I had is I got my tear duct cut. I was playing at the time I was playing varsity basketball, and my coaches literally told the whole team, "Don't play outside of school because you're gonna get hurt." And my ignorant self, along with my friends, thought it would be cool to go to the park and hustle some kids, and play for money and stuff like that. So we went to the Parkland, and bro, we were killing these kids. And I was on you probably don't know what a fast break is, but it was basically me and a teammate, and like we're running down the court to score the basket, and there was only one defender. And the kid was way smaller than me. So I figured I'm just going to go up and get this layup. So when I went up, he thought, because he was smaller than me, he didn't try to block my shot. He tried to swipe at the ball and steal it. I saw that coming and I went up quicker. I moved the ball out of the way. Once I moved the ball out of the way, his freaking finger went inside of my eye and cut my tear duct. It was crazy. I remember, I'll never forget this. I went to the ground and I was just holding my eye like this, and I wasn't like screaming, but I was like, shit, like damn, this shit hurts. And I took it out and looked at the kid, and the kid was like, "Oh fuck." And then he just like walked away. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Cause he felt it. He felt that he put his finger in my eye. You know what I mean? And then my boy came up to me as I'm like still holding my eye. And he was like, bro, stop being a bitch. Get up and let's play. And then
Your eyeballs hanging out.
right. And then I fucking take my hand out of my eye. And then he did the same thing. I never forget their looks, bro. He was like, oh shit. And I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, I gotta like call my mom. I need like medical attention right now. I went to like.
So you had to get surgery for that, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember you talking about this.
Yeah, I had surgery. Wow. I had a tube in my eye, like a small little tube on the corner of my eye for 7 months. And the reason
Why did they put a tube in your eye?
So the reason they put the tube in my eye is so that I didn't form a scar where I got injured because I cut my tear duct. If a scar would have formed, my eye would have always been dry and irritated for the rest of my life. So they put that tube in my eye to prevent it from scarring so that I could just have normal eyes. But the tube literally made me tear up random times. So I could literally be talking to you and then you just see like a tear run down my eye. Dude, I remember I was dating a girl.
Yo, are you okay?
Right. I remember I was dating this one girl at the time and she always used to pick on me like, it's okay. You don't have to cry right now. Oh, high school days. But, you know, thank God that was like the worst. Actually, that was one of the worst injuries I had when I also tore my ACL playing basketball. That shit sucked. Oh,
all because of basketball, huh?
Oh, and I will not stop playing. I keep playing. I love it. Bro, it's a passion. It's like, what if you got injured filmmaking? Like, you're not going to stop filmmaking.
Or fishing.
Or fishing, exactly. Imagine, like, you freaking the hook, you, like, get your neck or some shit. You're, like, pulling it back.
Oh, my God.
You're not going to stop.
That's actually, like, a pretty big fear of mine, of, like, someone with the rod not knowing what the fuck they're doing, and they just, like, swing that shit, and the hook gets, like, stuck on me, or, like, my eyelid or something. Think about that, bro.
Yeah, but you have to be with a pretty big idiot to do that.
For who? For the person nearby, or for the person?
For the person nearby.
Doing the casting.
The person, or the person doing the casting.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I get worried about other people doing the casting and not knowing how to do it properly.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to be a really big idiot to cast it improperly at somebody. Like, you have to be targeting at that person.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, even when you, like, swing it back to, like, you know, cast it forward, that swinging back could hit someone behind you.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, that's what I'm scared of, is that swing back, and then, like, right before he fucking casts.
Oh, like, man, you just see your eye as bait.
Yeah, exactly. That's, like, my number one fear when it comes to fishing, bro. That's why I prefer doing it alone.
You've been fishing a lot, huh?
Yeah, man. I was trying to catch a bass for a vlog, and it took forever, dude. I was going to every single pond around me and every single creek and, like, trying to really get to know these waters, man, because these waters are different than Florida waters. And
you sound country as fuck. Even what you're wearing right now. Look at you. Slowly but surely.
I just need a hat. I just need a fucking hat, bro.
You need a hat, and you need that little the little fisher vest.
Yep. But yeah, man, it took forever for me to catch a bass, and I've been working on this video for like the last 3 weeks too, trying to catch something, bro, and I had no fucking luck, but I was able to.
That shit was big.
Catch one. Yeah, it was pretty. It was a nice size. But it took forever,
I suck at
bro.
fishing.
It was definitely a struggle. I was about to give up. I was like, there's no fucking way. There's like something wrong with me. I'm doing something wrong. I was watching video after video trying to figure out like what these people are doing to catch them, and I couldn't catch if my life depended on it.
Do you think you got it somewhat down packed now? Do you understand why you caught it?
I have more of like a knowing of what the bass here like, or what time they, you know, like to bite, or, you know, even like where to go.
Right. It's probably like
every single,
either early morning or like right when the sun's coming down, right?
Yeah, that's when they bite, bro.
Yeah.
But I heard early morning is even better.
Yeah.
That's when they hungry.
Man, I keep telling you about this neighbor that I had in Florida, living in front of my mom's house, that he would invite
Mm-hmm.
me fishing all the time. But fishing is just not my thing, especially like we're gonna go on a boat and now I'm gonna be stuck in the ocean for like 5 hours and I'll get bored after like an hour.
Yeah.
But I
You
always
ever
tell him
heard
about
of
you.
Yeah, yeah, you told me that. You ever heard of Wicked Tuna, the TV show?
Nah.
These guys are like up in fucking Massachusetts fishing for bluefin tuna, which is like, a delicacy in fucking Japan.
Hmm.
And like they sell for a lot over there. And like one of these fishes goes for at least like $1,000 to like 15,000, depending on how big and how fat the meat is,
But it's
or
rare to catch
how
and it's
much.
hard to catch.
Well, it's hard because you have to like spend money on bait, you have to spend money on gas with the boat and all that shit. So
Mm.
you're at least spending at least 13-1,500 bucks per trip, and if you don't catch shit, then that's like a complete loss. But the
Damn.
more experience these people have, the better they become at catching these fishes, and sometimes they get a fucking return of like 15,000 plus.
On one
Like for
trip?
on one trip for like a 800-pound fish, because they get huge. The world
800
record,
pounds?
yeah, the world record is like 1,500 pounds. That was caught in the 80s or the 70s or some shit.
Bruh. These are like monsters. They're not, I
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
even consider them fish anymore.
yeah. They cover the whole boat. Like they put like shovels of fucking ice in him.
What the hell do
It's
you bait that with?
ridiculous.
Another freaking big ass bass?
No, it's like these fishes, like these small fishes, but like they throw chum in the water, and that's how they attract them.
Yeah.
So, and then they also have like a little radar that shows when they're under the boat,
Oh, this shit is
and
like.
then that's when. But it's not. It sounds easy, but it
No,
takes
no, no,
so
no.
much work to even
I'm
bring that
saying
shit
like
in.
it's like specific. Like they have all this gear and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah, for
crazy.
sure. It's like a huge investment, but there's these people are making a living out of it and just fucking getting tuna, like fishing for tuna every single day during like the season.
Ugh. Your girl must love that fish smell that you come back home with. Well, no, you're not really like getting a shitload of fish like that, are you?
I'm not like that was literally the first time in like 3 weeks, so I obviously don't smell like fish.
You're probably so happy.
Hell, bro, I was so fucking happy when I caught that fish, bro. Cause there's so much footage that I didn't put in my vlog that like I was like, this is just pointless, like to just show me not catching shit.
Right.
But there was so many other times that I went out and fished while filming, and I didn't even use it because there was like just it wasn't good. I wasn't catching shit.
Yeah. Damn,
So
that
I don't
that
know,
kind
dude.
of that kind of sucks because you don't really know if you're gonna get something. So you could be filming for a long ass time and then nothing.
Yeah, bro, I was like rolling for like, 30 minutes each take, just casting, casting, and casting. Yeah, it took a while, man. It definitely took a lot of work to edit the video too, just because there's like so much footage to
Yeah.
look at.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say stuff too in between, and I don't want to miss anything, so I kind of have to watch like the parts that I do say something.
Oh no, see, you gotta cut and then start again at that point.
What do you mean?
Like if you're gonna say something important, I would cut and then record again so I know that it's in the beginning of that clip.
No. No. Just because I don't know when the fish is gonna bite, I wanted to like capture that moment.
Right. That would be
I've
hilarious.
seen like a lot of YouTube channel.
If you
What?
like stop recording and then you catch something, that would be so funny.
Yeah, that happened to a lot of like YouTube channels because they usually have a GoPro right here on their chest, which is like the perfect POV for you to like actually see the whole action.
Yeah.
So I need to get that for like more fishing videos, but I wanted to capture like just me in the frame so that way if I pick up the fish, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a challenge, man, not just to fish, but to like also film these stuff by myself. It's definitely some work, but I fucking love it, dude. I'm having so much fun with these vlogs. just trying to figure out what to do, like, what to talk about, what to say.
Yeah.
I've just been seeing so many people be like so successful at it by like mediocre work. And
Yeah.
I'm over here putting my blood, sweat, and tears because I know in the future, once the eyeball starts coming in, it'll be worth spending that blood, sweat, and tears into the
For
content
sure.
that I did in the past.
For sure. But I mean, who's to say that they're not blood, sweat, and tears? They're just not at your level in production. They don't know all that shit.
Yeah, but there's some people that don't even try though, really. I don't know. It just feels like they don't try. Maybe they do. Maybe that's their way of trying. But sometimes I just look at a YouTube channel that's like successful and I'm like just analyzing their work and I notice that it's just very simple shit, you
Yeah.
know? Very simple. Like there is nothing special about this, but this person was consistent enough to make it grow.
Yep. That's what it is.
Yeah. Are you still focused on Instagram or do you want to like hop onto YouTube eventually? Because I'm
Not.
sure a lot of your fucking audience wants to see you on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm hopping on YouTube and I'm kicking it off with the little doc or whatever you want to call it, little YouTube doc about myself and just my experience. And then after that, I have a shitload of skits that I'm gonna be dropping. So I plan on dropping like 2 a week, maybe 3 a week. I haven't really decided. Even on
Hmm.
TikTok, like I haven't posted anything on TikTok in months, and I have a bunch of videos that I could post. I'm glad that I
Yeah.
piled up all these videos, so now I'm giving myself a jump start, and I have to continue going.
Yeah. Are
But
you
I
gonna
do want
post
to.
every day on these platforms?
No, not on YouTube. Probably like 2 or 3 times a week, and then same with TikTok, like 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Because if I post every day, eventually I'm gonna run out of content, and then I'm not gonna be consistent with what I want to do.
Right. Yeah.
So I want to
Yeah.
have something that I could be consistent with. Not that I'm gonna stop doing Instagram, but I'm not like focused on Instagram anymore.
Right. Yeah, there's so many platforms out there like really breaking artists and
Yeah.
Instagram is not at that level anymore. It used to be. It used to work a lot when you collaborated with someone and they
Mm-hmm.
tagged you. Like you would get a lot of
It,
followers
it does
sometimes, but now
nothing,
it's yeah, now it's just like what the fuck was that for? Like
bro. Oh
there's
my
no
goodness,
difference.
it does nothing. I recently collabed with a friend of ours that has like 3, 4 million. Did nothing for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey man, it used to be, more engaging.
But I
Now
mean,
it's
I'm
not
I'm
so much.
I'm still happy that I get these videos and with these people because I'm treating Instagram more as like a portfolio now. It's like that's the first thing people look at. People don't look at your YouTube
Yeah.
or Facebook or TikTok. They look at your Instagram. So I'm using it as a portfolio. Like, oh, look, he worked with this person. Oh, look, this is clean video. This is clean content. So I'm just using it as that.
Yeah.
I also want to, I've been
That's
saying
good.
this, but I definitely want to do more photos, but I want to do creative photos. I don't want to just take a picture and that's it. Like I want to do creative stuff. It just everything is effort, man. Everything is effort. And it's like if you concentrate on one platform, like I've been concentrating on Instagram, it's hard to concentrate on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, yada yada yada, but if I was able to compile all these videos that I created for Instagram now that I could post on YouTube and TikTok and stuff like that. So
What can you do effortlessly though? Have you ever thought about that? Or do you always want to be putting effort into every single thing?
I mean, I don't know what I could do that's like effortless. This podcast, that's about it. But I mean, there
Hmm.
I still put effort into it. Like I still search for topics to talk about in the week. Um, you
Yeah.
know, so I
You
think
edit the
everything is effort,
clips.
bro. Yeah, everything is effort. There's
Yeah.
no effort, especially because we're picky. We're very nitpicky with things, and we know what good production is, and we know how to bring good production. So, because we know that, we don't want our stuff to look shitty, and we do this for the longevity, kind of like what you're saying. Like you might not get the views that you want right now, but eventually you're gonna get those views, and it's gonna trickle down to these older videos. People are gonna look, oh damn, look at this video of Marty catching a bass 3 years ago. Shit is good quality. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah, and bro, it's just proven time like that. Every single successful YouTuber that I personally watch, I always go back and see how consistent they were. Like going back fucking sometimes 5, 6 years ago,
Yeah.
these people were posting, and now they're like massive. So eventually, if you're consistent enough, it's gonna get to that level where enough people are gonna know you,
Yeah.
and the more people that know you, the more chance you have of getting even more known. It's crazy how bigger you are, the bigger you can be. You
Yeah.
know,
For sure.
it's so hard to get that ball rolling in the beginning when
Right.
you only have like a couple tens of followers and hundreds of followers and thousands of followers.
I
And
think
I don't know.
honestly, I'm not even worried about the actual numbers. Like, don't get it twisted. It's like the numbers are still important. It's still good to look at it and analyze to see what you're doing wrong or right. But
Yeah.
you can't live on those numbers because with our podcasts and our clips and stuff like that, we're not necessarily getting numbers like that. But we've been consistent and that's what matters. Eventually, it's going to trickle down to that, you know?
I agree. I absolutely agree. It's just, I always have that quote in mind, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
If people aren't seeing you, they're not thinking of you.
Yeah.
And the more you can make people see you, the more they're going to think of you, and then the more they're going to consume whatever else you have.
Hmm.
I always think about that, and it's so true. That's why you always got to be showing up on people's timelines.
Yeah. Do you
You know,
think do you think it's easier to have and maintain a healthy relationship nowadays or back in the days because of social media?
if it's easier or harder, you're saying?
Yeah.
I think it's harder, even though I don't really know what it's like to live in a relationship before that, before this whole technology thing. But it seems like it would be harder because you're distracted with so many people.
I I used to think that way, but I'm almost like I kind of changed a little bit of my thinking in the sense of it's harder for people that aren't committed and people that, like they're already fucking around or aren't taking the relationship serious.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with technology, even besides social media, just technology in general, with FaceTime and all that stuff, I think if you're like committed to the person, I think it's easier. I do agree that there's a lot of distractions out there and you could easily say, forget this person, let me move on to the next because there's 1,000 different girls or guys on the internet. But I feel like once you have that mentality of, no, like I want this person, I want to make this work no matter what, because of technology, like it helps us connect and stuff like that. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like the relationships that are strong nowadays are way stronger than the strong, quote unquote, strong relationships back in the days. Does that make sense?
Why do you say they're stronger?
Because there's so much more, like you said, distractions and so much more things out there. And if you're committed to this person,
Yeah.
even with all these distractions and stuff like that, you know that no, this is my person. I think
Right.
it makes it stronger.
Yeah. I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that because I feel like I'm pretty dedicated to my relationship,
Right.
even though there's like a bunch of distractions
Right.
online, you know?
And
But see, I can't really compare that to like being in a relationship without having all this.
well, I feel you, but it's like because there's so many distractions and you choose to look away, I feel like that makes you stronger than back in the days where you could be in a committed relationship but there wasn't these distractions. Like you only see other people when you go to work or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. Can't really answer that. But I could see what you're saying as far as like relationships being stronger nowadays because they're proven to not get sidetracked by
Yeah.
these distractions.
Yeah. But I mean, it
Yeah.
also takes, a special, not a special individual, but it takes somebody that is willing to really be in a committed relationship and know that, hey,
Yeah.
there's going to be rough patches in a relationship. That's
Fuck.
naturally how it is. But are you willing to thug it out and stick to this no matter what?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what marriage is all about, but people
Yeah.
still dipset after shit don't work out.
Yeah, for sure.
They just, I don't care. They just get a divorce, you know?
Yeah. I don't
That's why I feel like for me to get married, I have to be like, you know,
yeah.
strong. Like, no matter what.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like if we're getting married, like you ain't divorcing me. It ain't
I mean,
working.
you,
And I'm not
you know,
divorcing you
it
either,
could
you know what I
not
mean?
work out. It could not
It
work
could,
out.
it could.
Even though you might think you're like completely committed now, things change. People
Yeah.
change,
Yeah, I
you
do
know?
agree. People fall out of love in a sense. They become, even like when you get a child, you almost forget that like, yo, this is my wife or my girlfriend, and
Yeah.
you kind of lose a little bit because you're so worried about the child or you're so worried about your job and stuff like that. It's not easy. Like
Right.
there's no relationship that's easy, you know.
No. But when it's a good relationship, oh my god. I feel like you could a man can be way more powerful
I agree.
if he's in a good relationship,
I
you know,
agree. I definitely
than
agree.
being just a lone wolf.
When you have a good woman or vice versa, when you have a good man next to you, that just makes you a better individual. It makes you
Yeah,
stronger because you're not only doing it for yourself, you want to do it for the other person as well.
for sure. And that's a fire up under your ass right
Exactly.
there.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. For
Now,
sure, dog.
I know you're in a relationship, but this question is kind of like outside of it. What do you think women are attracted to?
Cheese.
And money, that's what you mean?
No. Literally cheese.
I don't know. There's some girls that are lactose intolerant. They'll be taking some big dookies if they eat some cheese.
I guess.
Because I feel
Are
like
you saying women attracted to men, or are you saying women in general?
women attracted to men. Because I feel like there's like that
It's kind of
misconception for, you know, I have guy friends that they lack some confidence or they haven't been with a girl for a while. And it's that's one big thing. I think women are very attracted to confidence, and you being confident in yourself. Like it's not about looks, especially for guys. Like women, you could be a ugly individual, but if you're confident, bro, like I've seen some ugly motherfuckers pull some bad women, and I'm like, how is this
hmm
guy getting this girl? But dude is confident as hell. You know what I mean? I think confidence plays a major key, and like it's not about being fit, going to the gym, but nobody wants to date a slob, whether you're a woman or a man. So just
right.
knowing that the individual is somewhat healthy, they somewhat like to keep up with themselves, because if you already see that somebody's a slob and you're gonna date them, it's like they're gonna be sloppy all the time. Like
Yeah.
my one of the major things that I look at off rip when I'm with a girl is how her room looks like. Is her room organized? Is like shit just thrown around the place? Because one of the things my mother always taught me is if you have a messy room, you have a messy life. And I live by that. Especially after going to the military, the first thing that I do when I wake up is I make my bed. It's the first task of the day. So I look at that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you're
I've
messy,
actually been doing that lately.
yeah,
Yeah, it's been helping me.
it's
I like
good.
having a morning routine.
You already completed that first task of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
like it.
I
Helping me.
yeah, I think it, what I'm basically was trying to get at, it's that it's not really looks. It's a lot
Yeah.
of other things.
I can I can agree with you with the confidence thing. Because even when the guy is funny, like for him to be funny and make the girl laugh, he needs to be confident by
Yeah,
telling jokes,
yeah,
you know? So even if you're not a funny person, you're confident you have to be confident in other ways.
yeah. I was talking to my friend that's a girl, like about like things like that, right? And her and her friend were like, "Oh, funny guys, like they make you laugh and boom, you're naked." And I was dying because I was like, that I mean that's kind of how it is. If you're confident enough to make like a girl laugh, make her feel good with you, You know, that's a big
Yeah.
thing, bro. It's a very big thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times men become like a shell of themselves when they're around women, like gorgeous women, or women that they don't feel like they are on that level to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man. But not everybody has the opportunity to hang around beautiful women,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So the less experience you have with it, the more awkward you're going to be
For
in front
sure.
of a woman.
And the pandemic definitely knocked a lot of these dudes back.
Oh,
And
yeah.
things like Tinder and all these online dating things, I think it makes it worse. I tried it wasn't Tinder. What's the name of the other one? Bumble. I tried Bumble like probably like 2 years ago. And I was like, "Yo, this
Hmm.
just isn't for me." It's like I feel weird, you know what I mean? Just talking, I don't know, it's just I'm horrible at like online talking to a girl online, but and I'll tell her straight up like, "Yo, like I'm probably super awkward online, but in real life I'm totally different."
Yeah. It's got to be like you have to be a salesman of your own self.
Yeah. And I don't like that. I don't
Yeah.
like doing that. I just like
I
being
don't even
me.
like selling myself professionally.
Exactly, same. We suck, we don't suck at it, but we don't do that. We we look at it as like a we kind of take a more humble approach. But I've also been learning here in Hollywood that if you don't sell yourself, somebody else is going to sell themselves on top of your work. So, and
Yeah.
I've
But
definitely
it's always
gotten
good to have someone else sell your work
for
or
sure. For
sell
sure.
you.
That
Especially someone reputable.
yes, that's for sure. Because if somebody gives the word, like, "Oh, that guy's good," and they already trust this
Hmm.
person, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
that's huge.
I remember one time going to a club in Miami with this one friend that we both know, and he would. Oh, you're probably gonna know
I know,
if I
I
talk
already
about
know
it.
off the
Yeah.
back. I knew you were gonna tell this story, and I was like, oh,
Oh, you know what story I'm saying?
yeah.
What am I gonna say?
That this person said, "Hey, I'm gonna go to this guy, and I'm gonna tell him about you, and you're gonna do the same about me."
I don't know if that's what I was gonna say.
No.
No, this guy pretty much wanted me to talk like good about this guy to a girl.
Oh no, never mind.
So he wanted me to go to a girl that he was interested in and have me like just say good shit about him. Like, yo, have you heard of this guy? Like he does this, this and that. He
That's
has this many like
fucking weird.
just kinda like bragging about your friend to this girl so she feels like, more willing to hook up with that guy because I talk good about him.
Right.
That was pretty much the whole philosophy
Yeah.
behind it.
Yeah.
And it worked. It fucking worked. And that just kind of proves that if you have someone else selling you, that's even better than you trying to sell yourself.
Of course. Of course. Because you look like a dick trying to sell yourself. At least
Yeah.
that's how I look at it. Like when somebody just starts speaking about themselves, like, "Oh, I did this, and that." I could be like nodding my head, like excited, but in my mind, I'm like, "Yeah, you're a fucking dick. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's that Hollywood shit too, man.
yeah, bro." But I mean, that's kind of what I'm learning. That out here, it's like you gotta sell yourself, bro. Like you have to have that confidence of like, nah, I could do this. You don't need nobody else. You need me. You know,
So what are you selling? Like if you're in a freaking Hollywood party and in front of a
myself,
bunch of successful people, like, but
myself.
what
Well,
are
I
you
mean, like
saying really?
you know me, like I'm pretty quiet for the most part. Like I'm not quiet, but I don't really necessarily talk about myself. But when I'm in a room with certain people and we're talking projects, that's different. Then I'm gonna sell myself and I'm gonna say, nah, I can totally do this. This is, are you kidding me? Like I'm the fucking guy for this. But if I'm like in a party and stuff like that, I'm not gonna talk about myself. I'm not. That's just not the person that I am unless somebody's asking me questions. And out here in the United States, it's we definitely live in that culture that you ask, "What do you do for a living?" Because speaking to Latinos, that shit doesn't happen in Latin America. Like nobody really gives a fuck like what you do.
No.
Like they see if you have money or not, that's different, but they don't really necessarily care what you do. And I also think like it's kind of, I don't know. it's kind of shallow for me personally. Like I would never want to get into a relationship with a chick because I'm Nick and I do this and that. Like I would feel terrible because I know that relationship is bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh man. I think that is all the time we have for today's podcast, Nicholas.
Indeed it is, Marty. Indeed
Yes.
it is.
I like that Brazil shirt.
Yeah, man,
That's
repping
nice.
Copa America.
Hell yeah. Are we winning?
We won the first match like a couple days ago. Yesterday, actually.
When does Brazil play again?
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
Yeah.
So a day after this comes out.
It comes out on Wednesdays. I don't even know what day this shit comes out.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching the podcast with Nick and Marty. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Maybe next week we'll have some more guests.
Yeah, that sounds fun. It was fun last time. I enjoyed it.
People seem to like it.
There's a little bit of technical difficulties, but hey, it's part of it.
Yeah.
It's also a little bit harder, getting everybody's schedule together and all that stuff.
Yeah, or like just knowing when to talk, because a lot of times we talked over each other, so like we don't know when to stop or when to start. It's crazy. It gets crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, the more we do it, the better we get at it. Because
I feel like it would be better if it was in person, like having 4 people, because then like you kind of know when someone's like talking over you, or like versus like you over FaceTime trying to figure out the timing.
I agree with that. It could even possibly have like a slight lag,
Yeah, exactly.
And if I start my idea, I'm not going to stop that shit. I'm just going to blubber whatever I got to say, and then it's just 2 people talking over each other.
Yep. All right, guys. See y'all next week.
Deuces.